empowered mom, and welcome. First of all, I just want to let you know that this is for you if you are looking to have a true natural birth experience after a previous cesarean or even multiple cesareans. I'm also going to let you know that the moms that I have served and the ones that have stories inside your empowered birth have had C-sections before. Some of them have even had multiple cesareans. They've been tricked multiple times out of their true natural birth experience. They've had extreme trauma that kept them terrified and thinking that they just didn't want to get pregnant again because it was just going to end up to be another C-section, and they didn't want that. So if you're here, my guess is you don't want another C-section, correct? You're trying everything possible to get your VBAC. Well, I'm just going to have to tell you one really uncomfortable truth here. A lot of VBAC moms who are seeking information on how to have a VBAC end up getting tricked out of it. They either go and give in and have another repeat C-section because it seems too hard and too overwhelming, and they think that they just can't do it. The odds are stacked against them, or they develop a complication, or they're labeled high risk. They get gestational diabetes and they're labeled high risk, or they're over 35 and they're high risk, or their care provider just won't support them. And it seems like it's just impossible. And like, in order to take some control back, I'm just going to have another repeat C-section. There's that path. There's also the path where they try to have the natural birth, they get it, and it turns out to be really painful and traumatic because they're compromising again by going with the VBAC tolerant model of having a VBAC. They maybe end up having an episiotomy or a forceps delivery, or it's just more painful and they give up and they get the epidural. Whatever it is, it ends up not being that beautiful healing experience that they really needed. Now, I am committed to you having the beautiful, transcendent, healing, true natural birth that you deserved to have the first time. I am committed to you healing from this birth experience that you had in the past. I am committed to you healing with your empowered birth with your VBAC. And if you follow what I'm going to be teaching you, then you're going to have the greatest chance of VBAC success. In fact, my best friend and partner and the person who created this t-shirt, she had a vaginal birth after cesarean. She was 41 years old. She had gestational diabetes. She had had chronic high blood pressure. She had a previous history of preeclampsia postpartum. And not only that, but when she put her information into the VBAC calculator, she had a 15% chance of success. Using the empowered birth method that I teach on empoweringmomsbirth.com and in all of my content, including my book, Your Empowered Birth, and my program, Your Empowered Birth Academy, what I teach all of my high-level clients, using that system, she was able to have a completely unassisted hospital VBAC. She went to the hospital. The nurse refused to call the doctor because Jenny did not want to have a vaginal exam. The doula said, the baby is coming. You need to call the doctor. Jenny was actually pushing, and the nurse would not budge. This might be your fear, that if you can't get somebody to support your VBAC, that it's not going to happen. You're going to have a C-section. But using the empowered birth method and being confident that your body can birth and will birth, and that you can tune into your intuition to tell you when you need medical help, but you don't have to call it in. You can have a nurse on standby. You can have a doctor around the building. You can be in a hospital and nobody has to touch you. Or you can have a home birth and you can choose to transfer if you truly want to. When you recognize that, you can have that beautiful healing birth experience where you reclaim your power and you reframe your story from saying that you were broken and defective and your body didn't work and didn't birth the way it needed to being like, I could always do this. I was failed the last time within the system, And I have now proven that my body can do this. I have experienced it. And you heal so much faster from that. You recognize that it was in you all along. And you also now have an inspiring story for other moms to listen to so that they can go and get their powerful, empowered VBAC. But if you listen to the mainstream advice out there, you're going to fall into what I call the cesarean traps, the natural birth traps, and the fear traps. I talk more about this inside of my book, Your Empowered Birth. I talk about this in all of my content on my website and inside of my social media channels. And there are guides that you can get as well that will tell you more about what this is. You can also check some of my other masterclasses, which will tell you more about what you need to know when planning a true natural birth, how to avoid crumbling under the pressure in the medical system. Because let me just tell you, VBAC mama, it's even harder for you to position yourself as someone who wants to have a true natural birth because everybody is afraid of uterine rupture. Everybody is afraid that you can't do it. Everybody else is afraid, but you can't be afraid. And that is what I am here to help you with. So make sure you take advantage of all the resources that are available on my website. And if you are feeling inclined, go get a copy of my book, Your Empowered Birth. It is on Amazon. If you want to go deeper, I have a program. It's called Your Empowered Birth Academy. You can learn more about that in my resource guide, which is empoweringmomsbirth.com/start guide. If you're currently watching this video on the starter page, then you are going to want to check out the other resources down below, check out some of the other master classes, get some of the free downloads that I have available. And I really do recommend Your Empowered Birth Academy. It's almost as good as me coaching you. I'm also going to add that if you are fully invested in having a VBAC and you would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars just to avoid having a C-section again, if you do want to work deeper with me, if you want the fastest track to getting your VBAC, if you want to have the same success stories that a lot of my clients have had, then I'm just going to let you know it is a time investment and it is a higher price tag to work with me directly because I don't work with just anyone. And I really need to protect my time because I'm doing so many things, trying to spread this empowered birth movement. I only take maybe 1 or 2 clients a year. However, if you do fill out the intake form on my page, then you can get some extra support. Maybe it's not myself who's coaching you. Maybe it's someone on my team. Maybe I can send you to someone else who can help you or send you a resource, or maybe even a course might be better for you. I also have laser coaching available. It's a lot less because you'd get 15 minutes with me and you could ask me questions. I do sometimes do consultations. So if that is something that interests you, you can take advantage of that. I am going to leave you with these words. Every birth can and should be a beautiful and empowering experience. And whether you actually achieve a VBAC or somewhere in your intuition, you say, you know what, I need to have a C-section, you can make that a beautiful and empowering experience. But that's your backup plan. That is not what you're aiming for. The empowered birth method is all about aiming for true natural birth and pulling back only as much as needed. And this is what allows a lot of my clients who have had 2 or 3 C-sections, have had chronic high blood pressure, gestational diabetes, previous history of induction, previous history of other complications. They have been able to do this using the empowered birth method because it's all about getting out of fear, enrolling their partner as their rock, because you need to have a solid foundation for your relationship with your partner so that they don't end up pushing you into the hospital where the doctor is waiting to do a C-section. And you also now have a strong advocate who can protect your space and stop the doctor from pushing you into a C-section. You also learn the advocacy tools that will help you to avoid that in the first place, because you'll know who to hire as your care provider. You'll be able to see the traps before you fall into them, and you'll be able to safely navigate those traps so that you can get your VBAC. Honestly, You have nothing to lose here. Either you're going to have your VBAC and it's going to be the most beautiful, empowering experience, and you're going to avoid that C-section, or there's going to be a point where you realize that you do need to have one. But it will be your choice this time. It won't be because you got talked out of it. It won't be because you got tricked. It won't be because they sabotaged your birth. It will be because it is something that you chose. And because you chose it, it will still be healing. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. hello@empoweringmomsbirth.com. Either myself or one of my Empowered Birth Ambassadors will help you get the resources you need. And if you do want to go deeper, as I said, you can also go and check out my book, Your Empowered Birth, on Amazon. Go and check out my website, empoweringmomsbirth.com. Check the start guide, empoweringmomsbirth.com/start guide. Get the resources off my website and have an amazing empowered birth journey. And if you did find value in this video and you would love to pay it forward for all of the good tips that I just gave you on having your empowered VBAC, then please like and subscribe to my channel. Please share this video with other VBAC moms who need it. Put it in the mom groups and get this message out there, because I am committed to every mom who wants to have a true natural birth, regardless of her birth history, that she gets it, or at least gets closer than if she was following the typical mainstream advice and the medical system that's meant to keep her from getting that dream birth. You deserve it. It's your birthright. You were robbed of it before, and you deserve to reclaim it. It's time to take your power back, mama. And I'm so happy that you found me. So pay it forward, keep following, and I'll talk to you soon. I can't wait to serve you further. Bye.